Dear fellow citizens of India, dear leaders of this the most fascinating, mysterious and spiritually advanced country in the world, country which I have been exploring and studying since my early childhood. Ravi Shankar himself gave me a precious gift, and now I'm playing sitar. Since my adolescence, I have translated over 100 volumes of Indian philosophy. Yogi, I have been studying Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. And I was dreaming that my technology will bring to the people of India the most powerful, wellness and priceless thing, pure water. Today, we all get together and I want to make a small introduction, explanation of this technology. Structure of graphene was well known since the 1920s. It consists from two-dimensional carbon crystals. However, well-known physicist Lev Landau in the 1930s mathematically proved that holistic existence of this crystal beyond the crystal lattice of graphene is impossible. Since that time, nobody has ever tried to get graphene pure and simple. In 1997, I created the technology that allowed me to get graphene in any conditions, known as the method of cold destruction of graphene. In 2001, I got a diploma for this discovery. I am an author of 4 scientific discoveries. One of them is certified by European Association for the Promotion of Science and Technology. Besides, this technology has been patented in 56 countries. This technology is absolutely exclusive, not because it is protected by patents, but till today nobody can recreate it. I confirm that by the request of our famous scientist, in due course, I have been given 300 grams of this graphene to a related institute in London. Based on my method of cold destruction of graphene, they offered to produce it using duct tape. And I'm telling it because this technology is still exclusive till nowadays. Also, mystically, I found companion from India. Poet, writer, Mr. Nilesh, who devoted his life to this technology. Many times he brought the first scientist of India and famous Indian scientist Dr. Bhatkar to my laboratories. Like many other scientists, he gave us an interview of his experience of producing graphene with his own hands. And here you can see this video.
Absolutely. No, there's a bit lost is there. Next one.
Это и есть настоящая наука.
This is the result of true science.
So. Вот они графены.
Science. Just water.
Время идет, а процесс продолжается. Смотрите.
And the process is going on, still there. Yeah.
Это наше, подождите, ближе.
Come
Это наша наука.
Come closer.
Это огромное будущее
This is our science. Here
для
we see
человечества.
the future.
My next step of creation was to develop a special technology of processing graphene mass by a special electromagnetic field to split it into separate bulbs. And I spent many years making this core and major know-how. Each of these bulbs has a very strong positive charge. Due to this, sorbent can remove from the water not only bacteria, but also viruses. By positive charge, we can destroy bacteria, but we can't destroy viruses. However, sorbent can grab it, and we make water completely pure from any type of viruses and bacteria. We performed all necessary experiences in India, America, Europe, Italy, Russia, Israel, Africa, and received all reports. Water is pure. It takes a few minutes until water will start to proceed. Oh, here we go, it is already flowing. Please, pay attention on its speed. And you know, scientists, so-called scientists, were trying to confront this technology, describing its process of pouring pure water in a sand first, and then this mixture displaced water. What a nonsense! And that was the suggestion of the main scientist, PhD, the chairman of the Pseudoscience Commission in Russia. It is his interpretation of this event. After filtration, spectral analysis demonstrates absence of any hydrocarbons in water. How is it possible to hide such a huge amount of pure water in the sand? Sorry for telling you this nonsense, but after so many lies about my technology in mass media, I'm happy that you got together for signing a contract and it will finally belong to Indian people.
Наконец, решение для того, чтобы эта вода, эта технология принадлежала индийскому народу.
You can see how much water has already been purified. It means that soon we will purify 1 liter of this mixture and will get pure water. I can drink it and it's wonderful. People of India need it, and I will be very happy if it happens. Biosphere, it's the place where we all live, where each element connects with others. Technological pollution today produces more and more danger for human beings. Who can confront the power of humans now to the power of viruses? They will increase, and they will not vanish from planet Earth. This is a real fight. In this case, our sorbent offers humans not only water that improves our body, but many years ago we had produced sorbent in capsules and named it Eatwise. And when my close friends or me went to India, they took jar of these capsules, and if any contact with infection or intestinal infection had occurred, they took few of these capsules and become absolutely healthy. I myself passed through intestinal infection in Israel, and 2 days of terrible sickness. I was waiting until friends brought me this medicine. Also today we did experiments with the people who already have COVID-19. What are the results we can have after getting this sickness? First of all, intoxication. Half of the year all our body is suffering, and we offered to sick people who have a very small chance for healing to keep sorbent wetted with water in the oral cavity. Why? Because oral cavity is the place where viruses are breeding, and because our sorbent grabbing viruses, we rapidly reduce virus mass in our body. But the most important thing is intoxication. That goes vertically from oral cavity to each part of organism. What does intoxication mean? Experiment that we did many years ago has been published in thousands of mass media all over the world with the title "Lethal Experiments of Professor Petrik Will Save the World." What was this experiment? It is called SHARP experiment. We took some rats and removed both kidney from their body. General group implemented regular water and staying alive for 20 hours. The tested group implemented water and sorbent, staying alive for 60 hours. We did those experiments in the United States and in Russia. In this case, I want to ask you to do this experiment in India. It will be very quick if we will produce this sorbent not like a medical drug, but food supplement. It will take a few months for registration, but it's a total redemption for COVID-19 patients. Yes, absolutely true that we also need vaccination. But we already know that virus is mutating. From my point of view, displacement flu by COVID-19 is a very suspicious story, but we understand it not correctly. I think that COVID-19 is just another type of flu, and we all know how frequently it is mutating. That's why the fight will be long. And in this fight, our technology, reduction technology, must have its own place, and I highly recommend you to make an effort and do all necessary experiments. Not experiments that I did show you today, but protocol experiments. For example, we have a sick person and we measure. Quantity of albumins go down, carbamates go down, and so on. I'm very grateful for today's meeting and that you have listened to my short speech. Although in the end I want to say some real weird words. In America we did a video record of a great amount of experiments on sportsmen, animals and plants.
В Америке, сопровождаемые роликами и так далее, видеоматериалами, показали.
And they show that months' reception of this water rapidly increases ability to stand huge physical activity. It is very easy to check. We did our experiments with sportsmen from the Olympic Reserve. Sportsmen sit down on a cycle ergometer and start rolling its pedals with a certain speed, certain time. Doctor measuring recovery rate of blood pressure and pulse functions. Difficult to say and more difficult to believe, but people become more hardy on 35%. And what about plants? Just look at this picture. Birch tree can't lie. Foliage in September, but our birch is staying in January with the green leaves. Scientists cut the leaves and do analyze it. This is the power of this water.
Hi, it's my privilege. It's a very different place. You can see back here is a tree. It's a common tree, but can you see surrounding here the tree with no leaf? But this tree is having a leaf. Why? Professor Petrik discovery of graphene. This tree is buttered by graphene water, and from 5 years, an Indian scientist, he's been familiarized with his discoveries of graphene. We visited his laboratory many times, and we saw the evolution of a graphene in a deep way of a science. So this is in particular that how environmental evolution and how fertile the tree become with the graphene water. Professor, come to late. That's nice, right? Please come forward.
It is green.
Yeah, it's green. It's a fertile.
Green.
Yeah, everything is a fertile here. Yes.
Please.
Oh, lovely, Professor. It's great. Very fertile tree with a chance. Thank you. Thank you.
Our government asked me a question. What's going on? Dear gentlemen, it was extremely difficult, but I found the answer, and it's wonderful. Do you know from the source of literature that in 1 tablespoon of seawater there are more than millions of different viruses? What are those viruses? By the way, in Arctic water there are more than 8 million viruses. What are those viruses? It is called opportunistic or even not pathogenic. But I'm telling you, viruses, it is an intercellular life virus that we see comes from the cell. It happens. Apparently, we should say weakly pathogenic viruses. But after entering our body, all of them perform their function, reproduction of species. Virus attacks cell, and cell starts to produce its own kind. Overwhelm, destroy, and our body at this time doing trillions actions of purification and externalize, creating an immune body. And for all of this we spend lots of power. Our sorbent purifies water from viruses. Which type of viruses? I'll repeat it again. It doesn't matter what kind of water you will take. It always will be a mix of viruses. And we purify any water. We are not doing water biologically active. We are doing it less toxic. And that's why I recommend everyone who is listening to me to drink this water. And you will become as strong as me. I'm gray, but I'm gray from my adolescence. Maybe because I wanted to look more noble and gray. But today I have a more wonderful story. Not even one gray hair on my body. And I'm bragging about it. And I'm very strong. Thank you one more time for getting together today. Thanks to Mr. Nilesh, faithful person who brings this technology to his favorite country. My name is Professor Petrik. Thank you.